Okay, I rarely do the rant video, but I want to do a rant video, RANT, not RENT. My rant video is about apps. I think apps are program that runs on your smartphones. So you have app for Android phones and app for iPhones. My rant complaints is about apps that give out data to their maker, to the developer, and I don't like it because what it means is when your phone is idle, this app is working in the background. It sends data back to the developer. In the old days, they would call it spyware, or there's another name for it. But what they do is basically they communicate with the developer that developed the apps, the program. How they do it? They use your data on your phones, smartphones, and then they contact their developer and they send data about you, about your information, what you do, where you went, what you browse. In the old days they call it spyware lah. They hitch on the browser and they report back what your habits are. So it's like spy. They are spying on you. So why is it bad? Because one, they are doing it out of consent, without your consent. Second, they use data you pay every month. But these apps, they don't respect that. They send back reports about you using your data. So the company gets everything, but you get nothing. On top of that, you paid already for this app. Some of this app, you have to pay. So it's very unethical for me, for them, and for me it's unethical for them to do this. Sometimes, how do you know this? You see your bills. Sometimes your usage is high. Why usage is high when you use it? You don't use it often because these apps in the background, they are running without your consent. They are writing the reports and then sending. They're like your mini spy inside your phones. So sometimes your data goes up, and the worst part is, suddenly you find out when you want to browse the internet, everything becomes slow. Why becomes slow? Because other program sending reports to the developer. So I what I do, previously Apple was very proud. They say that no spyware in Apple, but I suspect in iOS there are program that reports back to the developers um because okay, some apps they admit, they even ask our permission. Like I think Pixelaromatic, which is a camera app, Pixel o Matic, they did ask for permission. They say, oh, we are sending data, but to our developers to enhance this program. If you want to switch it off, go to the setting. So at least then they admit they are sending data, but they give the options for you to switch it off. I mean, as in I found several apps, photo apps juga, because I like to take photo with my iPhone. They have a program. They have in the option, they have like ability to send reports without your approval. So they're using my bandwidth, my data, which I have to pay every month. Okay, so that's why it's bad. Okay, those are some of the programs that tell you, okay, we are having spyware, we are having this program that is reporting back to us. But what about other program that do not tell you? This basically they run in your background, they eat up your data, and your bandwidth, and they send your data back to the HQ. Last time there was an app that stole off you, that take all of your handphone, your phone numbers, and they send it back to the HQ. It was called PAF. But I think then a lot of people complain about it, and then they say they stopped doing it. So these are corporations. They are very unethical, And then because they want to think about sell, they want to think about sales, so they want to get contact as much possible, especially people, I mean, to get your contact and to get your spending habits. When they sell that data to advertisers to advertise, and but I know some people say, oh, you do that regularly on iPhone, on your Facebook, on your Twitter, you send your own data. Yeah, but that's willingly. We know we are doing it willingly. Spyware is when they don't tell us they are using our bandwidth to communicate back to the developer to send back data. They don't tell us. So that's illegal, unethical. So that's my rant. I think please, developers of apps, stop doing that. If you want to take survey, or if you like your apps or whatever, do a survey. I think there's several apps that come up with a form. When you play, we use it. Then they come up with a survey form. Do you like our app? Better do that way rather than sneakily in the background sending data. So that's my rant. Just for people who are using all these smartphones, just to be careful and be cautious. There's no way to predict which app uses what, unless you can see something happening to your bandwidth, your bills, and then, or if your internet slow down suddenly. In my case, when my internet slow down, you know what I do? I deleted the suspicious apps. I think, oh, this app is suspicious. And it's strange enough, once I deleted them, suddenly my broadband, became very fast. And then no buffering, I can surf the internet faster. So what happened was, something was blocking, and these apps are using my bandwidth. So yeah, that's my rant. Be careful of apps that communicate back to the developer. Just be aware that these people exist, these apps exist. So I think it's dangerous. It is worse on Android, because Android is open, and when you purchase the apps, you cannot actually control what app is working in the background and what not. You don't actually read the whole thing. I mean, the what do you call that? The licensing agreement between you and them. You don't read that, so that sucks. Apple doesn't have, you can control a lot of things, you can control on iPhone, so it's a bit safer. But still, I'm suspicious, because there have been in the past apps that flaunt Apple rules, undang-undang Apple. They just tibai je, lalu je. So they actually abuse those and then they've been punished. So who's to say that there are no unethical companies putting apps on the iTunes store? If you don't believe me, I'm in Malaysia, and if you look at iTunes Malaysia, all the app beside the modern apps that you guys see in American apps and App Store and iTunes App Store, in Malaysian App Store you got all these gambling apps, which is gambling crabs and gambling apps, which is, I think, is illegal or unethical, and then it's a bit weird. So just be careful. I mean, I think my rant is just to make you aware that there are dangerous, unethical companies out there, small developers even, trying to do something with your data. So be careful, because your data is your privacy. Alright? And of course, your broadband, you're paying every month, so be careful. Okay, thank you for watching.